Hello and welcome to another video on the astukari channel. This is actually going to be coding. I know I promised art, but we're going to do coding because I had a pretty good idea. Basically, what's very popular right now is AI automation, and I had an idea to do a sort of automated, news aggregation page on LinkedIn to try and get, because that's where the money is, right? It's people who are working in B2B or it's B2B companies. Those are the people who have the most money. So if you want to make money, you go after those people. Basic rules of economics, basic rules of business. Anyway, I like the idea of basically what I would do is I would sign up on Feedly to a bunch of industry news, like in retail, industrials, financials, tech, all that sort of stuff. Things that would be relevant to people who are in big business, finding a bunch of relevant news articles, and then going through a process of automating the creation of a LinkedIn post that involves an image of some kind, the source, of course, the link back to the original article, and a summary plus, we'll say plus commentary that's done by the AI itself. And then we post that to this LinkedIn page. And then from there, we look at the data and we see what tends to have the most interest. And then we go back and we tweak the feed from that, right? So that's the basic idea. Now, the problem here is that, yes, you can very easily automate this through feed. You could do this through IFTT or if this, then that. I don't know why I'm writing all this stuff. You know how slow I am and how bad I am at writing. If you're doing if this and that, you can do this in Zapier, you can do this in make.com, you can do this in whatever. I just say if this and that because it's the cheapest one. You could say every time there's a new article added to a board, use the AI prompter from if this and that to create a social media post and then send it straight to LinkedIn, and that would be the easiest way to do this. The only problem is that A costs money, and B, there's no human insight on that. So it could be that it makes total fucking chicken scratch and you just automatically sent that to LinkedIn without doing any sort of quality checks. So you need some sort of human intervention right here, but everything else can be automated, and preferably we do it using no money. We do it cheaply because we're still prototyping this idea. We still need to make sure this idea actually works and that it makes us money. We don't want to invest any money into it unless it seems like it's growing very well. So for the first few times I've done this, I didn't want to use if this and that because it costs money, of course. And you also need like a separate Feedly subscription to use their API. And I didn't want to deal with any of that. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just add the articles to the Feedly board like before. I will just manually grab the image, grab the source, and then if the article, I can scrape the article well enough on like Obsidian or something, I'll have the Obsidian AI do the summary and commentary and then ship it off to LinkedIn manually. This part, this big square, takes a lot of fucking time though. Like this whole section, whatever, I have to figure out what times work best and stuff, but it's not like a huge deal. This part is a fucking pain in the ass. Well, actually, finding the articles isn't that big of a pain, but shipping the articles from the board to and getting all this information is a really big pain if you're not doing automation. However, then I realized something. Hold on. We can automate this without ever touching if this and that or the Feedly API. And it's really, really easy to do so. So that's what we're going to do here. So as an example here, if I go up to my browser, and I go to my one tab, I have a few articles here that are just examples of what I'm talking about that I've gotten from Feedly. If I export these URLs and I put them into my handy dandy one tab exporter, where it takes the content from one tab and then it converts it into a CSV file where we have the names of the articles and then we have the URLs. What I could do from here, theoretically, is I can make a Python script that does the following. It goes through line by line, every item of the CSV, goes to the article, tries to scrape the article image and the article text. If it can't do that, then we move on. It's fine. There's usually like 500 of these that I get a week. This is a sample set for the purposes of figuring this idea out. So if it doesn't work, then we're fucked, whatever, who cares? We should move on to the next one, and we get the stuff from there. we ship those off into Markdown files, and then, as per usual, kind of like Book Reader, we have Google Gemini or whoever you want read those files and then do the prompting for them, and then those ship out into their own separate MD files, and then from there we have a script that works. So that's what we're going to try and do. I don't have my API key up, right? Okay, good. I don't want to be one of those vibe coders. If you've seen those people on Twitter, I don't want to turn into one of those guys. As you guys know, I feel like I want to set this as a standard on this channel because I don't want anybody to come by and say I didn't say this. But AI is good when used correctly. If you're just shitting stuff out, whether it be art, whether it be music, whether it be an actual coding tool, you're fucked, and honestly, you deserve it, by the way. But anyway, so I'm going to start with the... Well, let me start with the CSV file, actually. Let me just download this real quick. Now, I do have Book Reader. I do have the code for Book Reader up, in case we end up using it to any degree. But let me try and think of the structure that I want here. So we have our CSV. From the CSV, we're taking the scraped article contents. So it's going to be scraped in that folder. And then we want the actual output, which can be its own separate. It's going to be its own on the same page. It's going to be on the same page. It's going to be on the same page. Thank you. Make a Python file now. Script.py. And from here, I'm just going to have the agent do it because I'm lazy. This is all I want right now. We can worry about scheduling. We can worry about all that, the other stuff. I just want the basics here. Oh, but we're going to need to make we're going to need to do the stupid fucking, what is it called in Python where you have to download the packages? I forgot about that. Is this taking a long-ass time to make this? There we go. Okay. Whoa, wait, I'm not done yet. Whatever happened to me having to accept the file? Let's create a requirements. Oh, it's going to recreate the requirements.txt file by itself. That's cool. Perfect. It's now all done. Okay, usually, for the last couple of cursor updates, I've had to, like, it waits on this, and I have to, like, accept it. But now it's just doing it by itself. Pip install requirements.txt. We did venv. The virtual environment, venv. You need to make a venv for this. So I'm just going to accept this because it's not like it's going to automatically run anything, but I do want to look over it. You used to have to say which one you're using. You still have to do that? Did it put it later in the code? Yeah, okay, you have to switch this. Change this to... Actually, I feel like I would rather have this. Can I just switch this over? Can I make this a global variable? Use an experimental one that doesn't cost money. Oh, I need to add the, from Book Reader, I need to add the thing that, like, I have a throttle so that it doesn't hit the API limit. Now, the problem is that I would like to do these in steps. I think it's doing this all at once. Okay, the first few large images. Interesting. Add a random delay between requests. Probably just do that for, probably just do the same thing for when you do the summaries. I actually like I feel like theirs is not any different from mine. Like, I even says 3 to 5 hashtags. I just made up the 3 to 5 hashtags. We're just gonna run this. And it probably won't work, but it never works the first time. That's okay. Article saved. Now, is it gonna do all the processing first, or is it gonna do a summary? That's the real question. Oh, it does one at a time. I'll just let it go I'll let it go through the whole shebang here and see what it comes up with. The code looks correct to me. I just kind of perused it. I just kind of vibed it. I like to when I'm coding, I like to feel the vibe, you know? What they say? See ya! That was totally unnecessary. I apologize. It is Cardi World, but that was just too far. I apologize. Now, it hasn't skipped any of them. It hasn't said that it hasn't gotten the content yet for any of this stuff. I also wonder if we can just modify the code to just download the header image. And I can see it at a glance. I'm like, this is a stupid fucking header image. I can just delete that one without even looking at the information. But let's see if any of these worked. So I want to go to my files. That looks good. Does it have the image? Okay. That looks good. That looks good. That looks good. Oh, this one did not. Oh, this one did not work correctly though. So this one's not correct. So what did it do for this one? Oh, it couldn't find the image. This one has the image, and that's a correct image. But still using Markdown, which is whatever. Who cares? That all these had error images. All of them had header images, and it looks like it's getting the right image too. But it did work, so it gave me, got this, ransomware gang, creates tool to automate VPN brute force attacks, and then it made the LinkedIn post. It actually still included the header image, even though I told it not to include the header image anymore. It has the header image connected to that one, so I can check to make sure that the header images work. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, so it's working just fine. So that has been this video for today. Glad we can get another vibe coding session in the books. And I will see you in the next one.